Hello, Internet! Welcome to Two and a Half Brains, our weekly discussion of the latest episode of Survivor Season 40. A huge season 40, talking all about the latest episode. And we're going to break it all down here. You can find me on Twitter, Yo Grabba Gabba. You can tweet the show. You can tweet me. You can subscribe right below, down there at the bottom of the screen, so you get all the updates. Don't miss anything. You can also go ahead and email the show, pavementproductions@gmail.com, and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/pavementproductions. Tell your friends, share the post, and let us know what you're thinking. A big episode here today. I thought we were going to merge. Did not happen yet. But this is another big episode and talk all about it. Episode 7, I believe. And we're going to go ahead and talk all about it here, break it down. And before we do that, let's go ahead and bring in my co-host, Jessica. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Bailey's being restless, so you're going to hear running in the background.
That's okay. We also have Lola here with us.
Yeah, Lola's being quiet.
Lola, Bailey's sister, here. So we're all hanging out, having a good old time. Bailey's going to play his toy really annoyingly, of course, because that's what he wants to do today. Because, he has all week to play this toy, but of course Wednesday night's going to be the time he does it.
There's not enough room on the couch for both the dogs, so someone's got to want to play and be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Jessica, how do people find you on Twitter?
Just T820.
Just T820.
Go get it.
He's like, I'm good.
Ay.
He's like Ethan on Ninja Extinction right now. He's like, I'm good. Or Sandra.
Yeah, Sandra. Peace out.
So, let's go ahead and dive in the episode here. Obviously, what are your initial thoughts overall the episode?
Well,
disappointed.
Let's just say I was very disappointed, pretty angry, and not because I lost another teammate. I just thought there were some poor decisions made. Very interesting stuff. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to get into it, but I was disappointed with how it went. I really hope people start thinking a little bit more about their game. Sometimes you're going to have to stab someone in the back and people are clearly telling you that they're fine to do it to you, so that's when you got to look out for that.
Oh, for sure.
If someone's saying they don't care about your future, then you need to rethink that alliance.
Yeah, I didn't think Wendell's going just because he's kind of being set up to be the villain, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it was a bad choice.
For sure. I agree. Let's go ahead and break it down here and talk about it. I think the game is so much shifting now, I think a little bit too, with the merge coming. I think that maybe is why Wendell stayed. It might just be fortunate that he's more valuable in this part of the game, perhaps. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
I don't know.
I'll explain my logic when we get to it. But let's go ahead and talk about the three most mattered. We're going to talk about the three most mattered. Who did not survive? We're going to do a quick discussion of who's going to get back in the game if it happens this week, which we assume, but they didn't say that's going to happen, so who knows? And then we'll do the top three and bottom three as always. So let's go ahead and start with the three moments that mattered, three most important moments of the episode. Moment number 1 is...
The flag is raised.
The flag is raised on Extinction
Sandra
Island.
Pieced out. I don't blame her. I mean, we've talked about it before. I didn't think Sandra had the best chance of getting back in. So why sit around, starve, not have any food to eat, bug, and not be comfortable when you could just go in and be in a better spot and just enjoy being there?
Absolutely.
Not suffer.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I would stay is so I can be on the jury and have an impact on who wins.
If you're going to be on the jury. We don't know how this is all going to work out.
Well, true. So I'd stay around a little longer to find out. But that's the only thing. I mean, and obviously you should get Denise for me, whatever. But you can do it yourself by being on the jury and casting the vote. But the flag is raised and the Edge of Extinction has an exit. Sandra bows out here as officially the first person out of the game officially.
Yeah, I think she'll be the only. I don't really know. I don't think anybody else is going to bow out. I think everybody's just going to try, even as much as they don't think they're going to get in, they're going to try.
Yeah, it depends on when they come back and what happens to those who don't get back in. That all make a difference too. But for right now, we'll see. I think Sandra is, obviously she had nothing to prove. Try and get back in the game.
No, she's already won twice. I mean, someone's going to tie her record right now, but what are you going to do? She knows she's not going to win her way back. No. She knows she's not good at challenges.
For sure. So,
Get over here, you pain in the butt!
Now he's running away, trying to hide, of course. But yeah, Sandra dips out. Sandra leaves and is the first person to leave Edge of Extinction of the season. And now in the 2 seasons they've had Edge of Extinction, the flag has been raised actually twice. Once for 2 people.
Yeah.
And once for Sandra. So the flag has actually gone up twice.
Yeah.
This is a different flag. This is a season 40 flag.
Right.
But Edge of Extinction for when another Diaz, Wendy Diaz, and Keith Soul left on season 38, right after the challenge to get back in, and then Sandra, of course, leaving here. So, historic moment in Survivor, and the Queen is still Queen. She will stay Queen.
Yeah,
and,
got a little choked up. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you?
Yeah, a little bit. I like Sandra. She's blunt and stuff, which I might not like that, but I like her. I loved seeing her last season helping other people.
Yeah.
That's when you see a real person more so than the game. Everybody's there to lie and backstab, so you can't trust them. But when you actually, see someone for who they are, it's different.
Oh, absolutely. And, Sandra is, obviously I'm sure she'll get some flack for leaving, but she's one of the best of all time, and always will be. Moving on to moment number 2.
Photo finish.
Yeah, what does that mean?
The puzzle at the end of the challenge was to the very last millisecond of winning.
They all had one piece. Both tribes had one piece left. One tribe finished real quickly.
Yeah.
Which was the green tribe.
Yeah.
And then it came down to blue and red, and it came down to it. Both had one piece left. It was a matter of which one was going to push it into the spot.
Yep.
And it came down right to it. And there was a little bit of controversy with that. What was that?
One was shit talking as he was doing it.
Yeah, he's like, probes, go over here, I need you.
I need to get his attention so you can see that we finished this. Well, why don't you concentrate on the puzzle and just do it? Because if you finished a little bit earlier, he would have been there.
Yeah.
Although, there was controversy before, it was 2 seasons ago, someone had finished. It was individual immunity, and they called him, but he didn't hear them.
Wendell.
Was it Wendell? Oh, that's right, against Laurel, right?
Yep, and he said,
So that's why he's got a little bit of a thorn in his side from that one.
It's interesting. It's quite. That's why it's such a crazy thing that happened to him again.
Yeah.
Because he lost that immunity challenge, as he didn't call Probe's name.
Right.
He finished the puzzle, stood there looking at it, and then Laurel says, "Jeff, I got it," and he went over and checked Laurel's before he checked Wendell's, even though Wendell's technically finished first, but he didn't call it out. So this time he calls it out before he's done. And it didn't matter because the other team actually finished it first.
Right. Yeah, I
Ridiculous.
mean, it was very close, but yeah, they definitely finished it first.
Quite a full circle for Wendell.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now he's got a freaking attitude this year, but that's neither here nor there.
He's gonna be the villain of the season. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it was very, very close, and the blue team, right? What was right?
Green was first.
Green was first.
Red was second.
Red just got in just in time.
Blue lost.
I was surprised they didn't merge this week. I really was, because the 3 tribes of 4, you don't see a lot of 4-person tribal councils.
I wish they had merged this week.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Whatever.
But we'll talk, we'll
talk about it later. I'm just bitter.
I thought they were, because you don't see a lot of 4 tribal councils.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 people's tribal councils.
Yeah.
And it was, or at the very least, switch back into 2 or something. Just I don't really love the 4-person tribal councils, because good players often go out and it's not really their fault.
Yep.
But
it's all whatevs.
Let's talk about the moment. Unless you have anything else, let's talk about moment number 3.
No, I do not. So number 3, old school ousted.
Yeah. So now you will be the last old school member. And I'd say old school is at least pre-20s or 20. Early. The 20s and earlier. Mm-hmm. He's the last one. And he's gone now. I mean, obviously, Sophie played kind of an old school game, but is up for sure. And if you want to delineate old school versus new school, Rob is old school at episode. It's season 22, whereas Sophie is new school at season 23. So it doesn't really. There's not really a line of delineation. I would say it's more mentality.
But was that her first season?
Yes. And it was Rob's 4th.
That's why.
Yes.
It's old school because they were in it way before that.
And it's 100% mentality as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you play the game. You play an old school style. I mean, for example, there was a bit of an old school versus new school on Jeremy's season. Mm-hmm. And Vitas Bushkauskas, say that 5 times fast.
Nope.
Was he played season 27 with Tyson. He was one of the and that was season 31. So that was one of the most recent seasons at that point. And he was an old school player,
Right.
because he played an old school type game. Loyalty, build a shelter, make an alliance. Don't let the game come to you. Where the new school is people doing something every 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I also do think it's just people who first started playing.
Oh, certainly.
They first started playing a long time ago.
Oh, certainly.
Just because they play more recently, they're still old school because the first time they played was old school, and their game probably hasn't changed much since the first time that they played.
Oh, absolutely.
So they continue the same game either way.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, they play. I think we're both kind of saying this, kind of the same thing. They play kind of the same type of game. I mean, Yule is all about loyalty and strategy and that kind of thing. And whereas now everything's happening so much quicker now. And Yule is the smartest player the smartest player maybe ever to play the game, but the smartest of the old schoolers, and he couldn't even keep up. So good luck to anybody else.
Yeah.
But I think the old schoolers. Oftentimes it's a theme. It's old school versus new school, and new school game just moves so fast. Yule was the second season to ever have an idol, third technically, to ever have an idol. Now we have idols. We have fire tokens. We have vote steals. We have safety without power. We have all these additional things. Yule's idol was the idol that you can't vote the person out ever. So with that type of, it's not. It's not conducive to playing now. There's so much more going on now, and so old school always struggles in these types of seasons for sure. And Yule's another one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he played a good game. I don't think he played a bad game. He just a couple things didn't break his way.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he didn't survive because he's got old school mentality. But we can discuss it on the next session.
So let's talk about who did not
survive and why. Mr. Yule Kwan did not survive. I thought I was safe.
For sure.
Thought he was safe. I figured if Green went, I was definitely going to lose Adam. I'm prepared to lose Adam. I'm ready to lose Adam because he's making me angry too.
Yeah.
It's being annoying. I didn't see Yule coming, but I don't think he got knocked out because he was old school. I think he got knocked out because he was trying to play the new school game and they didn't like it. He was trying to use the fire token to his advantage. Wendell was trying to barter with Parvati for fire tokens to stay in the game, to, get a fire token, keep Parvati in the game. But Michelle was saying how she gave Wendell a fire token. Yule made it about him getting a fire token instead of helping Michelle get a fire token. So he was trying to play a new school game with what's going on right now.
Oh, for sure.
And all of a sudden everybody's flipping, saying that he's controlling the game. He's only looking out for himself when someone is clearly saying it to your face.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that one later. But I just think Yule had a bad break because he was actually trying to play the new school game. And they thought he was being too overbearing about it, which I don't agree.
So there's two things I think that Yule did wrong, and none of them are that egregious. Mm-hmm. One thing he did wrong, I think, is he's trying to play a new school game, which is a lot of social game. And Yule's never been a great social player. He's very strategic. He's very smart.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the bonds. Listen, though he played season 13, okay, the three of them played 37, 36, and 32. Mm-hmm. They're all around the same age. Yule's significantly old. He's not old by any means, but he's definitely older than them. The two of them dated. It's it's...
The bonds he had were not on his current tribe.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah.
And so that's it. I think there's actually a third part too, but that is one. Two, he was trying to play the fire token game, and he was talking about, hey Michelle, why don't we try to get you a fire token back from Wendell? That way, blah blah blah. But he made it more about, hey, I want one because my name's going to be the one on the block. What he should have done is not worry about that.
Yeah, and I don't know if he just didn't explain it correctly, but he's so smart that I don't know.
Well, he just talked over their heads.
Yeah, when he was telling Nick about it, he said it about him, but if he would have made it more about Michelle getting a fire token back, I think Nick would have been on board with it too.
Yeah, and I think the best thing he could have done is just leave it alone. He just got done talking about how Wendell is trying to barter fire tokens for a vote, and he goes and does the same thing.
Yeah, he should have just left it alone, said Wendell, and then been done with it. Things still might have not swung his way, but at least he didn't put a target on his back. If he would have just stayed quiet.
For sure.
Just said Wendell. That's it.
For sure. And I think the third thing he did, maybe, again, I don't think anything was too terrible. I don't think anything was too wrong. But I think he did one more thing wrong, too. I think I think with Yule, obviously, he's smart. He talks, kind of over some people's heads. Didn't play on the same time as the rest of them. But also, like we were kind of saying before, a lot of this right now is going to be who is connected, and that's kind of been the theme anyways. Mm-hmm. But I think it almost hurt him in this case because he's not as connected. Because if you look at the first 6 votes were about getting rid of people who are connected. They got rid of Tyson. They got rid of Natalie for her connection. They got rid of Amber. They got rid of Rob. They got rid of Parvati because all these people are connected, and they're all old school as well. But I think now it's starting to shift to, okay, at the merge, the first few votes at the merge, you need people who are connected so you can build a coalition big enough to take out somebody else. And Yule's not going to bring that in. I mean, Yule had some connections, but they weren't like you were saying. He didn't have like 6, 7 people. You can point to Jeremy. Jeremy's probably connected with 4, 5, 6 people. Same with maybe Sarah and Sophie. Whatever. Those people have connections kind of in multiple different spots. Yule's kind of just there with a couple people. I don't think anybody's really number one. You know what I mean?
No, he wasn't, but he definitely had people he was working with, and then those people were working with other people. So I feel like they probably would have protected him for a little while at least.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he could have flown under the radar for a long time and then all of a sudden got in a good spot. I don't know.
And I think that's right, too. I think his problem was, too, he's not going to build a coalition for anybody. I feel like we'll talk about it in a minute, but I think kind of that's where Adam is right now. I don't think, you look at
Adam.
Who can connect other people together. Is Yule going to connect like 4 or 5 people together to build a coalition? Probably not. Right? He has maybe 1 or 2 people.
He kind of did in the beginning, honestly.
Yeah.
He pulled all the misfits together, which were Wendell, Nick, him, I think it was Sophie and Sarah, right? Weren't they all in the same time?
I feel like something like that.
They were all, and he was pulling them in like, well, we're not really connected to anybody, so let's all work together. So he did.
He did, but I think those all kind of went off on their own, and he was kind of, I think, obviously Sophie has Sarah now.
Yeah.
And, if you look at everybody he connected, they kind of have other people, and he's kind of still, he could probably still come to and pull them all together.
If he was still going for it, I think he would have been fine.
So I think that's kind of why he is gone, though. I think he isn't tight enough with any one person to be like to be able to link. He's got that one. We can use him with them. I think it's kind of just he's kind of not well enough connected, and it's kind of where we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I lost another freaking person. I am not winning this year. I quit.
Well, we'll see. Ben's still there again. I was feeling the best about Yule for you, but we'll see.
I think Ben's in the best spot, obviously.
Over Adam, yeah.
I'm ready
obviously.
for Adam to be gone anyways. I'm ready to just have one player, honestly.
Just one root go all in. Well, you're best when you're all in. Anyway.
He's the first one I went all in on when I first started watching with you, so that'd be hilarious.
And that's what I'm saying. You're the best when you're all in on one person, anyways.
Yeah.
When you eventually went all in on Wendell, you had it too, right? I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That one took longer though.
It took longer for sure. So let's talk about.
Who can come back?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily thinking. I think it's gonna happen this week because I think they're gonna have to merge at 12, not 11. So I'm guessing the person's gonna come back in this week, upcoming. Mm-hmm. May not happen, but that's my guess.
Yeah.
So if we were to say who we think is the best shot coming in, we can definitely disagree. We don't have to have be in unison on this.
We already know we're gonna disagree.
Right, but who do you think? If you took a shot, who's gonna be the best shot at getting back in? Who has the worst shot to get back in? Doesn't have to be necessarily even in order, but what do you think? Who's got a really good shot to get back in, and who thinks not gonna have a good shot to get back in?
You mean like top 5? Or you want me to rank everybody?
I mean, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I mean, yeah, it's up to you. I think if you want to say, I think these two are gonna be really good. I think these two are not, or whatever you think.
I mean, I think Natalie and Tyson have a really good shot. I think Ben may have a shot.
Ben's up now.
Or not Ben. Rob.
Rob.
Wow.
Boston Rob.
I don't know why. I don't know. Rob. Gosh, what were you saying before? I should have wrote it down.
You're saying
Rob. And then...
Yul.
Yeah, Yul. I'm trying to even think who's there.
And then there's Danny, Amber, Parvati, and Ethan.
So Yul, Amber, Parvati, Ethan, Danny, I think is what I said before.
It's just better.
Just kind of thrown out. I think top three are probably Natalie, Tyson, and then Rob. For sure. After that, I'm not sure. I like Ethan a lot, and I would love him to come back, but I think he's way too weak to pull it out. You can see how weak he is there. He knows he is, and I wish he could. I think it'd be great. It'd be a great story for him to do that.
For sure.
But I understand his fears of, just staying there in general.
Yeah, I feel like Ethan's tale is told. I feel like it has been for a while. I think his like, hey, I overcame to go get those last pieces of wood type of thing. I think that's his story. I think it's a great story.
Right.
I think it's going for that.
I've never seen Parvati in challenges. I'm just going off of her comments from the Edge of Extinction, how she's got to battle her way back in against people. She doesn't seem too confident in doing the challenges that much. I've never seen Amber either, and since she was out right away, I didn't see her really do much of anything, so that doesn't help. I don't really know Danny either. I don't really know how good she is on that either. She doesn't really have that many alliances if she gets back in either. But I think Natalie's been pretty strong. Like we said, Tyson is a peanut butter, so he's got fuel, or it's fighting his stomach, which could be worse as well. Worse. And Rob found all the fire tokens tonight, so he's got a good spot, and Natalie's got, I think, 4 too.
I think so.
They've got a decent amount to get back. Excuse me while I go take care of this dog.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really gonna come down to it. I think fire tokens are definitely gonna play a role. I would be surprised if they didn't. I would say I would rank them Tyson, Natalie, Rob, Yul, Parvati, Amber, Ethan, Danny, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at in that. I mean it's hard to say who's gonna get in because you really don't know what the challenge is gonna be. Again, it could be. I don't feel good about Danny. I feel good about Tyson. I feel okay about Natalie. She wasn't amazing in challenge of her original season, but I will say that she has, like I said, the most fire tokens of anybody, and obviously Rob is tied with her now or close. Tyson has 1 and peanut butter, so we'll see what the strategy. If getting the fuel is better or having the extra tokens is better. Who knows what the tokens are gonna buy you? You may only be able to buy some of the 3 tokens. Who knows?
They already said. I mean, the tokens are only so good. I think it's 3 or 4 in order to buy an advantage.
Yeah.
To help you get back in the game. It's obviously to help you train to get back in the game. No part of it or whatever.
Right.
But besides that, it's comfort or food or buying an idol, which won't make any difference unless you get back in the game.
Right.
So the tokens kind of don't mean anything right now.
Right. So we'll see how it turns out. But right now, I don't think it's. I would say it's Tyson, Natalie, Rob, Yul, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Some combination of them for the best shot to get in, and each one has a different dynamic of who's going to. Win their way in.
Yeah.
What's the impact going to be on the season?
Yeah.
Obviously, Michelle gave one of her tokens to Wendell because, she felt bad, I guess. I don't know why she gave one to Wendell.
Michelle? Yeah, I guess to prove her alliance to him.
I guess.
Which is stupid.
Yeah,
why? Why are you aligned with him when he keeps saying that he doesn't care?
Right.
And then wanted to correct you
on
what you said?
He was like shushing her basically.
So, I don't understand. I mean, I know people you don't want to vote emotionally or anything like that.
But I feel like she almost went the other way, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I know you don't want to vote with your emotions, but he's not showing he's going to be a good alliance to you anyway, so why do you keep him?
I think that's the thing, right? I mean, I think that's what her problem is, right? I mean, isn't it? She's like, Wendell screwed me over in the past. I'm mad at him. So I'm gonna let him do it again.
I know. Don't be the battered girlfriend
Right.
syndrome, and not to say it like that, but that's what she's doing.
No,
she
absolutely
keeps going back.
Absolutely, she keeps going back to him and keeps like, oh, I'm gonna change him. Okay, sure you are. That's what I think where Michelle is right now. But anyways, that's why I think she's got Michelle to get. I think it's gonna make a difference, a big difference depending on who it is. You know, and who, you know, somebody who's out of the game early, or somebody who wasn't really that aligned with anybody gets back in. You know, it's gonna definitely make a big impact on the game. I think whoever comes back in and the impact they could make for sure.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that, or do I move on to the top three, bottom three?
I think we're good to move on.
Cool. So let's talk about the bottom three then. And the bottom three players in this game right now, as it stands, are whom? Number one.
Wendell, obviously.
Wendell Holland, yeah. So
yeah.
So tell me about Wendell.
Wendell is showing that he's running the game with his people. He's, you know, like you said, he's being played as the villain person.
Oh yeah.
You can tell how cool he acts around people. He says he respects you being honest with him and being upfront with him, but yet he will turn around and use that against you, basically.
Oh yeah.
The attitude is driving me crazy, and the way that people are just letting him stay in the way he's acting. Like, how can you trust someone? Like he said, you got to trust someone in a game that you're not supposed to trust anybody.
Right.
And since he's giving multiple reasons to not trust him, I just wouldn't trust him at all. At least some other people are lying to you, trying to get you to trust them and like trying to get you on their side.
Right.
But he doesn't really care as long as you're keeping him around.
Right. And I think for him, obviously it was not good luck him shushing Michelle. You know, he was like let me tell you what's wrong with your opinion, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude.
Let me correct you.
Yeah, let me correct you. You know, he was, you know, he said something that she interpreted differently than how he intended it. So he said, let me fix your opinion let me fix your interpretation rather than let me fix how I said it.
Yeah.
You know, he was
what I really meant. This is how I meant to say it.
Right. Instead, he said, here's how
you're understanding me wrong. You're taking it wrong.
Right. Yeah. And he definitely, you know, it's coming off not great. Mm-hmm. He is, I'd say maybe he's a little more of a threat than Ewell, but also I would say, too, one thing for Wendell, one problem I think maybe with how he's playing is he's kind of, shushing, taking control, but also I think he's maybe you want to keep him around because he's being overtly like that. He's not really being all that likable. His key strength is his social game, and he's not really playing a great social game right now.
No.
I don't think Wendell's in a great spot to win. I think he's you can keep him because he's out in the open. He's not, Ewell's more behind the scenes pulling the strings, whereas Wendell's in your face telling you how it is, and he's kind of annoying people, and he's more of an overt threat than Ewell, who's more behind the scenes. So that's why maybe you vote out Ewell instead. But Wendell, that in that way that vote makes sense. But I just think you got to be able to trust somebody, like you said, and Wendell is showing he's for sale.
Yeah.
Who's gonna give me the best deal? I'll go with them.
Right.
And that's not really a whole lot of loyalty. I think Michelle's just blinded again by him. I think she's not thinking straight.
Just hoping past relationship is what's gonna save her, but
it didn't work out before.
Obviously, making it out like it doesn't matter. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how he's right. He's coming across that way too. Right. He's like she's saying the past relationship didn't work out. Well, why do you think that is? And why are you doing the same thing again? Yeah,
but then he'll also play the card, well, we have history. We have an outside relationship. You're going to treat me like that? And then he's going to play into her mind.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I don't know. Either way. And like you said, though, keeping someone around that's overtly playing the game. They got rid of Rob, who was overtly playing the game. So, that's all I'm going to say.
It's hard. It's because the game, there's different shifts. When early swap, you vote a little different than you do right before the merge, you do right after the merge. So, the game's always, who you want to target does fluctuate, throughout the game. and maybe you keep Tony around because he's a bigger threat, but you get rid of a Yule because it's not a bigger threat.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 weeks ago you would have done the opposite.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to. It's kind of it's really whatever comes up at what time. Yule wasn't even on my radar to go home today at all.
No, me either.
But
I always thought I was safe with him, but
for sure,
not anymore.
for sure. But I think that's why Wendell's I think he's not playing a game where he's coming off as trustworthy. He's playing a game where he's not really looking at playing a great. His number one strength is the social game. I don't think he's playing a great social game. So
No, he's not.
and I think he's coming off kind of as not great in the edit and not playing a great game either because he's coming off as a out in your face overt threat.
Right.
Any other thoughts on Wendell?
No.
Not a great week for him.
No.
Who's number 2 in our bottom 3?
Michelle.
Why Michelle?
I mean, just as what we said about Wendell, because she's following him, hoping that he's going to save her and he's going to protect her and keep her in the game, where her better choice would have been to get rid of Wendell tonight because he wasn't bringing anybody along. You don't need him. You have Jeremy.
Right.
As soon as you guys merge, you have other people to work with. So there was no difference in keeping him around. Yeah, Yule was trying to put a plan out there, but I don't think it was intended as everybody was taking it.
No, I don't either. And I'm more okay with the move now. The more I think about it, with taking out Yule, but I still think the right move would have been Wendell, just because Yule is more like, hey, I think Yule had. it's a good thing and a bad thing because Yule had less connections, I feel like, but I think he would have been more loyal to the team. Whereas Wendell shows, hey, whoever gives me a deal, I'll go with. I mean, he was literally making a deal with Parvati at Tribal Council. If she would have made him a good deal, he could have flipped on Michelle or Nick or Yule right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think I think the best move would have been to go with a more of a sure thing and get rid of the wild card in Wendell. But Michelle, I think she's just kind of doing the thing where, hey, he screwed me over before. I'm not gonna let him do it again, but I'm gonna keep giving him options to do it again. Keep giving him tries to do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
What do you think?
Just with Yule, I feel like if they kept him around, he would have stuck with anybody that wanted to work with him.
I think so too.
Fully.
I think so too.
So
100%. And that's what I think.
Thinking about that.
And that's why I think Michelle made the wrong move. I think, maybe Nick really didn't want to turn on Wendell. Maybe he really wanted to turn on Nick, or maybe really wanted to turn on Yule. I don't know, but I think Michelle would have been in a better spot. I think she's just. I don't know why she's giving Wendell so much power over her.
I don't know.
Just step up and take him out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, she was accused of being she said something this episode that was interesting. She said, my last, when I won, people said I didn't deserve the win. I was a good winner, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't win my season and whatever. And then she says, but I'll do whatever you want me to do. It's like, well, you're doing the same thing you did last season then. The season you won, you're saying, I want to show that I'm a good winner. I want to prove that I can play the game and I'm a good player. But I'll do whatever you want me to do. Well, that's not showing you're a good player then.
No, that's what made me mad.
And she, like you said, she has Jeremy. So she's okay. It doesn't matter who goes home. If you keep Yule and Nick, you're going to be, I think you have two guys who are going to be more loyal. I think Wendell and Nick are actually pretty close. So you break that up. Now Nick has no choice but to go with you. Same with Yule.
Yeah.
So I think Michelle made a bad move there today.
Yeah, I don't agree with her comment that, she said she was questioning whether she was a good winner before. People are going to at me, but, she's not proving it now because she's not making good choices. So she said that she is proving it because she's doing well. You're not, though.
But you won. So, yeah, what's doing well? Because you won. You know what I mean? Like, you won the game. It's not like, I'm doing well because I'm still in the game. Well, that's not doing well because you won the game. Yeah. So what's better than, you have to step up.
Right.
And
she's not doing things to make herself look better.
I agree. I think Jets, I think she should go, and she was kind of riding Jeremy's coattails anyways.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of just how she is.
She was, but if she would have made this move and got the guys to vote out Wendell and made it her thing,
for sure.
Then she would have did something.
And I think she still can. I think she's a better winner than she gets credit for. I think she kind of the way she won her season, she kind of made one or two moves near the end, and that's all she needed. I think she's gonna need more than that this season, but I think she's capable of it. I think if she can get by long enough, I think she gets gets close to the end, then takes out Wendell. It's a bigger move, and she doesn't want to make a big move too early because you peak too early, you're in trouble. So, I think that's kind of where we want to be with Michelle. I think she can still do it. She still has plenty of opportunity. Now it's just going to be, do you make the right move at the right time, or do you not make a move at all? And do they get you before you get them? I think she's right now waiting too long to make a move. I think she can really, she wants to be considered a good winner, make a big move, take somebody out. And I think that's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think we could talk for hours, and the dogs are going to keep barking, so I think it's time to move on.
So let's talk then about who's in the bottom three as well.
Adam.
Adam Klein, yeah. What's up with Adam?
He's got absolutely nobody, basically. Nobody's going to work with him. No one's going to trust him. He's known for flipping and flopping on people. So he's just kind of waiting to being taken out. Nobody talks to him. Even, with the four with Ben, Adam, Sophie, and Sarah. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares to really be around him or anything, so he's just kind of done. And
he was accusing, Sarah of having an idol, Ben of having an idol.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. His freak out. That was the biggest thing of tonight. He just was freaking out that someone had an idol and wasn't telling him. And they do, but they're not going to tell him because obvious reason.
And he's like, I'm pretty sure that Ben or Sarah have an idol. Nope, it's Sophie.
Yeah.
It's the other one.
You're wrong.
Sarah has an advantage, and she knows where one of the idols is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Adams, he's thinks he knows more than he does. He's definitely acting pretty cocky, and I think he's just, I don't know. He's definitely. I would say if somebody's gonna go next week, it's gonna be Adam because he's again not attached to anybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not. He was maybe with Ben and then, but they're not even. I mean, they're bickering like an old married couple.
Right.
I mean, that tribe, he'd be the next to go anyways. And who else is gonna stick their neck out for Adam? Not Jeremy, not Denise, not Kim. Not Tony, not anybody from that side. So I think if you're gonna look, okay, well, who comes back in the game? All right, let's build a coalition. Adam's not connecting to anybody. Adam's the easy consensus vote.
Yeah.
I think Adam can go out 10 or 11 to 1 next week.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna, unless he can really hop on with somebody. He's not really having any. He doesn't much of a purpose to anybody.
No, and the only reason someone would keep him is because he'll vote with them and they'll string him along.
Yeah.
But he's got nothing.
But also Izzy, because he gets some footing. Now he's gonna make a move against you. You know what I mean? So I think the smartest move now is to get rid of Adam, because yes, he will vote with you for a vote or two. But as soon as he gets some power, he's gonna use it to vote that, because he's been shown that he's trying to play all sides and play a hard game. Yeah. He's very out front about that. Yeah. So. I think maybe you do that. Maybe you bring him along and string him along, but as soon as he gets some power, he's gonna turn on you. Mm-hmm. So I think Adams. I think if it was me, I love Adam Klein, one of the best winners in our history. I think he goes next week. I think he has to.
Yeah, I think so too.
So let's go ahead and then talk about who did well. The bottom part was easy. It was a little harder to find who did well. I think this is going to be more of a body of work. Yeah. Of who's doing well. And I think as opposed to really this episode, because there's 3 people who voted 1 person out, and I think 2 have made the wrong decision or had bad weeks. So it's kind of hard to say. But let's talk about who is where in the top 3 and who's number 3.
Jeremy Collins.
So top 3, number 3 is Jeremy. Why Jeremy?
Sorry. They were just staring at each other, and they never do that. Jeremy, because he's got Denise on his side. She, threw an idol on him to save him for whatever reason when she didn't need to.
Yeah.
He's got alliances with Michelle. He's got plenty of people that'll work with him, and I'm sure you can pull more people along. So he's in a good spot. He
is, and he's kind of playing the game that won him the game last time, and the game he tried to play his first time he played. Mm-hmm. He's playing that game. That's the game he is good at. He's got great social game, one of the most elite social games. He's got the social game that Wendell modeled his win after.
Right.
I mean, that's what Wendell tried to do. Mm-hmm. Wendell played the Jeremy game, and that's how he won.
Yeah.
Jeremy just does it better. Jeremy has the elite social game. Everybody wants to work with him. He's really got nobody who really is, gunning for him. it is still early enough that he can make some moves and everything, and I think he's never really out of it because nobody doesn't like when nobody doesn't like Jeremy. Nobody wants to get rid of Jeremy, and he's in on every conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, even conversations he probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest social players of all time, I think, in Survivor history, and he's showing it again. He's kind of in the same spot he was in his season he won.
Yeah.
And you can just tell. You can just tell by watching him play. He knows what he's doing. He's not a fool.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else on Jeremy?
No, I think that's pretty much
It's
right.
again these top three are all body work.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's in a great spot. He's doing a great job. And again, he never comes out. He's never the strongest physically in challenges. He's never the most overtly social. He's never the most strategic. He's just kind of middle hack on everything. He's just really charismatic, and that helps a lot. Moving on then, who is number 2 in the top 3?
Sarah Laceras?
Sarah Lucina.
Lucina?
Yeah, Sarah Lucina. So, Sarah Lucina in the top 3. Why do we have Sarah in the top 3?
I mean, overall, she's done well. She has no enemies, really.
No.
She's got her steal a vote that she went on the other tribe's beach to get. She's got Tony on the other side. Her and Sophie are very close. They pulled Ben in as well. She's just in a good spot, got good alliances, and she seems like a pretty strong player. Yeah,
we'll see if and when she needs to use that advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know if she will or what, but I will say she has that. She has Tony. I don't know who else that Tony has. They may end up going to the merge down the numbers because if it's Jeremy pulling in people versus Sarah pulling in people, I think Jeremy's gonna be able to pull in more.
Yeah.
But Sarah does have that. She knows about Sophie's idol as well. She's the only player in the game who knows about Sophie's idol.
Yeah.
And so she has a lot of good things going on right now. Will she be able to parlay that in the future? I don't know. But right now, again, she's doing really well and playing a smart game.
It also depends on who her number 1 alliance would bring into because they have more knowledge than she does on other people as well.
Certainly. I mean, Tony and Sophie, who knows who they all bring in. Maybe they go back with Nick, and now it's Nick and them, and then Nick brings in Wendell, and then Wendell brings in, who knows? Wendell brings in, Michelle, and then Michelle brings in Jeremy, who knows? It's going to be kind of see who brings in who, and that's kind of decide who's the in the spot. But I think the smart move for all of them would be to take Adam off the board, take that pawn off the board, and now you got
Deal with the rest later.
Right. You can all kind of start building coalitions. If you have enough of a coalition, you want to make sure that they can't pick up pawns.
Right.
And that's kind of what they would be doing with Adam.
Right.
But I think again, Sarah knows where Noelle is. She has an advantage. She's close with Tony. She's got and she can use Tony as a shield. So I think Sarah is playing a really solid game. Not to jinx you, Sarah. Sorry.
You need to win this. Don't jinx your people.
Right. And I think she can. I think she's friendly with Denise. So we'll see where that all ends up.
Yeah.
Who is the player of the week this week?
Sarah's number 1 ally, Miss Sophie G. Clark.
Yeah, Sophie Clark. So.
Yeah.
And it was kind of tough. They're kind of 1-1A right now. I really don't think anyone's really better. The only difference right now is Sophie has an idol.
And has more knowledge.
And knows about Kim's idol. That's really the only difference. I mean, Sarah has an advantage of her own and knows about Sophie's.
Yeah.
Sophie has one.
Knows about somebody else.
Knows about somebody else's. But also, nobody knows about Sophie's. And that's the thing. Sarah, the only thing Sarah has against her, aside from Sophie, Sarah knows about something else's, but also her advantage, another person knows about, and that's Tony. Where Sophie's advantage, nobody else knows about.
Sarah knows that Sophie has
yeah, but I mean they together.
Yeah.
I mean nobody outside that group. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. So Sophie has knowledge of other people's stuff. The only one who knows about her stuff is her close alliance.
Yeah, and Kim picked Sophie randomly, and Sophie says that was a dumb move.
And
but then they were separated anyways, so kind of doesn't matter until they make the merge now, and Sophie's going to know whether or not she's going to know that she still has her idol.
And you're going to think that Jeremy's going to work with Denise long term, you'd think. You also think that Kim now is going to be like, well, it's going to work with Sophie, So it's going to kind of depend on where all the chips fall at the merge.
Yeah.
It's always, the first vote of the merge is always kind of like, all right, where are all the pieces going to end up?
Yeah.
And I think with Jeremy, I wouldn't necessarily think that he's going to keep Denise. I mean, I think for a while maybe because they're tight, but she doesn't want to get to the end and be like, and she can be like, yeah, I kept you.
Right.
You know, he's going to want to get rid of her before then, you know, even though she didn't really need to.
He can point out, though, that she didn't have to. Right. It was kind of a wasted. It was a show.
Yeah.
So
there's so many, there's a couple people who are like, all right, they're really tight. But there's a lot of like, it's like Jeremy's season with the voting blocks, right? It's these three and these two and those two and that one and that one and that one. Mm-hmm. And now where do they all, end up in the blender,
The problem is, though, I can't stand the seasons where someone makes a move and then they cut them the next one. Like last season, every time someone did something, then they were gone.
I know it's 38 too, for sure.
I can't watch that. It makes it so unbearable. It is not entertaining to me at all. Like, there has to be some more strategy to it than, well, they made a huge move, we need to get rid of them right now.
And that was kind of
it's boring.
That was the through line of Adam's season. The only difference was that there was always a couple consistent pieces, right? Like it was like there was the Zeke episode where Zeke took control and he got knocked out. Mm-hmm. There was the the Will episode where Will took control and he got knocked out. The Jay episode where Jay took control and he got knocked out, right? And it was always there was that, but there was always like that underlying there was always that person or two who were masterminding all the votes, and that was kind of there was always that person who steps up and takes control, then get clipped, but there's always got to be that because
there's got to be the background person, but there always isn't that.
Correct.
Like Lauren, yes, and freaking Tommy ends up winning.
Yeah.
But besides that, every time there was a good player, they were clipped.
Yes.
So I can't watch that, and I'm a newer viewer. I don't watch a lot of shows, so you call me fair weather or whatever. Casual fan, yeah. But I can't watch that stuff. I think it's poor decisions.
I agree, and it's hard as Survivor. The game has almost become, like I said, we can talk about this for hours. We're not going to go any longer on this, but
no.
Survivor's problem now is they've made it almost too random.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, before, you could look at Adam's season, there was enough advantages and stuff like that where it was, there was some difficulty to play the game. You couldn't just play the game and it'd be easy.
Yeah.
Right? There was intrigue and twists. Mm-hmm. But it's gotten to the point now where there's almost too much of that. Mm-hmm. Too many twists, too much going on.
Yeah.
And people can't, let's say, when somebody takes control, they're immediately knocked out, and then you get down to the end of the season, like 3 people who aren't that good.
Right. And it's different, like what comes to mind for me is Carl. I don't remember what season it was.
Next season, yeah.
Next season, yeah. Like he was deemed the godfather, that he was controlling stuff. He really wasn't, though. Like, in my opinion, there were more people behind the scenes that were.
That's it, yeah.
So he was just kind of showing himself. That one makes sense to me.
100%.
Because there's other people that are actually doing something.
100%.
But when you're constantly getting rid of the good players, it's just... Ugh.
And I think it's more than anything else is the players who are playing well get knocked out by players who aren't playing that well.
Right.
And then you're stuck at the end with players like, one of these idiots has to win.
Island of Misfit Toys that we dealt with last season.
Right.
So, I know. At me about it, I guess. But
no,
I mean, I know the good players should be the ones taken out, but it doesn't make for much entertainment or much of a strategy of the game.
And so that I think there's too much randomness because the good players get screwed by the random twists.
Yeah.
And I think it's also it's casting, right? I mean, I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they're talking about season 38. They said season 38's cast isn't as good as season 37's cast, so that's why season 37 is better. Mm-hmm. You get down to the end, there's good players left.
Yeah.
If you vote out all good players at the beginning, there needs to be enough good players to get to the end.
Right.
Right. Whereas 39, you got down to the end, and it's like, okay, I guess Ashley's the or Lauren, right? Is her name? Lauren Beck was the best player.
Yeah, Lauren Beck.
She was the best player, but she wasn't even in a good enough spot, and there was only one left. Like you said, Nick's season, you got down the final 6. There was at least three solid players left.
Yeah.
Whereas
I don't want to hash out Lauren's season again. Don't get me started.
It's I mean, so it was 37. You got down the final 8. There's like 6 players left. You could see winning, right? last season, you got down to the final 5. You're like, all right, there's one person winning,
Yeah.
and then they didn't even win.
Yep.
You like having the mystery and not having it be an easy frog march to the end.
Yeah.
But then you get to the end, and it's like, okay, well now the only person who deserves to win is gone.
Right.
So I think they need to kind of look at that as kind of maybe they're adding too much randomness to the game.
Yeah, I agree a lot. Yeah.
There's too much that can go wrong for a good player. They can plan everything out and still lose because too much randomness.
Mm-hmm.
The damn fire challenge, for example. Ugh.
Moving on from that, because you can think about that for a long time.
So that's it. That's it. So I think Sarah and Sophie are 1 and 1A right now.
Mm-hmm.
I personally hope one of them wins. I think they both are really good players,
yeah.
And obviously both on my team. I think they're both really good players. Denise, Kim as well on my team, and then Nick. So I think though, if you said right now who's gonna win, I would say it's gotta be Sophie or Sarah. But the merge is always a great equalizer too. It's another phase of the game where being an overt threat is a bad thing, and you can if you made moves, it could be you. So I think I hope Sophie finally gets I don't think she's necessarily great in confessional. Maybe that's why she's not getting the airtime. She didn't get the airtime for season either when she won. But I hope maybe she gets the credit she deserves because she's again I think one of the best players of all time too. So.
You throw that around too much, it's not going to mean anything pretty soon.
You accent everything, you accent nothing. I know.
Exactly.
But I think she's definitely very, very underrated, and she deserves more credit. But again, Sophie, Sarah, definitely the top 2, and then everybody else, I think. But we've been saying that for how many seasons now? That this player is one of the best players, this player is one of the best players, this is one of the best players, and they all get knocked out eventually, and then we're left with nothing. So hopefully that's not the case this season.
Yeah.
I really hope Rob doesn't come back in. Come on.
We'll find out.
I mean, go Natalie, go Tyson. I mean, at least there'll be something different, But
definitely voting for Natalie.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Anything else?
No, I think everybody's listened
we're
to us
done.
way long enough.
We're done. How do people find you on Twitter?
Just T820.
You can find me on Twitter. Yo, grab a Gabba. Definitely subscribe so we can get some muzzles for our dogs.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good. I'm not really sure why tonight was such an issue.
And I think, I don't know, usually it's only just one of them, but together they maybe make more rambunctiousness. I don't know.
One's jealous of the other one being on the couch, 100%. And then the other one can't be near us, and then it just all breaks apart.
It's like a Survivor in our house right now. It's basically Survivor. Yeah, they want to vote each other out. They can't get along.
Attention or treats, and they don't play together.
Bailey and Lola vote each other out. They're at loggerheads right now. Yeah. Subscribe to get all the updates. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Pavement Road Productions. I'll be giving the credits. You can subscribe. Email the show pavementproductions@gmail.com. I'm really excited to see the mergers is going to bring. It's always a fun time. This was a so-so episode. It wasn't really, there were several huge great episodes in a row. This one was kind of just whatever. But I think next week. I think they waited 1 week too long to merge. I think next week will be fun. We'll see where all the pieces fall in. If somebody comes back next week, what it does.
Yeah.
They have merged with 20-person seasons. They've been merging at at 13. Mm-hmm. They're gonna merge at 12 or less. So it's a little bit different. I haven't done in a while. Other than that, I think that's everything. I think we are ready to move on. Be safe out there. For sure.
Be safe. Take care of yourselves.
Wash your hands. Don't be a hog of all the clean stuff and everything else. Yeah.
Toilet paper, food, yeast, and flour that is impossible to find. Please don't hog it.
Other than that, take care of yourself and each other. As the great Jerry
inside.
Springer would say.
Yeah.
And for now, I know I got nothing else for you. Finally, because the tribe has spoken.